Hello, hello. Anybody that happens to join me live, just say hi. If you don't happen to join me live and you come back and watch this, you can hashtag replay, and I would love to come and say hello to you when you come back. Okay, so the context around today, there's a little bit of banging out here. Hopefully it's okay. Hey, it looks like a few people have jumped on, which is great. I can't actually, feel free just to say hello. There we go. Annalise, I can see you watching, I think. Annette's going to also jump on. Happy New Year, everyone. The new year is a fabulous time of the year to be doing this. The context around this conversation with you this evening is around manifestation. It's around your goals, your health and wellness goals, whether or not they're fitness, whether or not it's dietary. It could be calming. It could be just taking more time out for yourself and finding a little bit more balance in your chaotic lives. It could be around strengthening and conditioning. It could be around flexibility and mobility. So whatever it may be, and also mentally. So if you're struggling mentally, let's open ourselves up to explore that this year. We're also going to dive a little bit deeper into momentum, a little bit on human design, because we do talk energy. So today, I really want to explore the emphasis around energy, because I think with goal setting, we set ourselves up sometimes to fail without realizing it. Hello, how you going? Nice to see everyone. Without realizing, because we don't embody really what it is that we desire. So in saying all of that, what I would like for you to do is to contemplate what I'm suggesting today. You can take it and run with it. If it doesn't resonate with you at all, feel free to leave it and just ignore it. But if it's something that feels good for you, I would suggest to contemplate it. Hello, Tanya. I think Tanya's watching too. Happy New Year. It's so good to see you guys here. All right, so feel free to ask questions as we go. I will answer any questions at the end of this. I don't want it to be too long because people are time poor generally, but this is going to be a really good one to contemplate. So I guess the first thing is, when we talk about energy, we talk about feeling into the body around what it is that you would like to manifest this year. So specifically, we are talking health and wellness, but this could be anything in your life. So when we're talking around the energetics of that, it's feeling into what it is that you desire. So having an emotional resonance with what it is that you desire. So if, for instance, you were to think about weight loss, for instance, and you wanted to really look after your health this year and lose some weight, and you see yourself in an amazing outfit or whatever it is, then that gives you a feeling of some sort. And if you're not feeling into it, maybe you're not asking the right questions or desiring the right things. So it's about energetically being a match for what it is that you want and opening up a broader context to what it is that you want. Now, I'm going to dive a little bit deeper on that. A lot of the time, I've done this myself, and a lot of times people will set their goals and intentions right at the beginning of the year. And sometimes even there are people that do the New Year resolutions right at the beginning of the year. What I can tell you at the moment, in relation to the energetics of the planetary alignments, we're in the gate 38, and the gate 38 is actually a fighting energy. So at the moment, you might feel a little bit unsettled in your energy, depending upon whether or not you've actually got this highlighted in your chart. And if you don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to human design, that is completely okay. All I'm saying is that on an energetic level, to start putting out there exactly what it is that you want right now without any contemplation is going to feel really weird for most people. It's going to feel like you're pushing instead of feeling quite settled and grounded in what it is that you would like to manifest. So in saying that, January is a great time to start to contemplate your desires, your intentions, what it is that you'd like to seed, because as we move into February through to May, I think it's February to May, we're really moving into the seeding cycle. So that's when you can bring forth like the things that you really want to manifest this year. If you have the goals to lose weight, to get healthier, to get fitter, any of these different things, then you can actually seed all of these ideas in February. You can have the intentions and do it all now, but really contemplate on where you feel this resonates with you first and foremost. So a good way to do this is to start to think about the context of what it is that you want. Now, the reason that I start here is because we normally, I've done this before, start with the SMART goals. And that's like being really specific around what you want. It needs to be measurable and all of these different things. What I want you to kind of do with this contemplation is just let that go for a little bit. And just allow yourself to feel into what it is that you want and notice where it sits with you. Notice if it feels dense. Notice if it feels like sometimes you might go, all right, this year I would love to lose 20 kilos and generally what people do by this date. And notice how that feels for you. And notice if it feels dense, if it feels like, I don't know if I can do it, or if it kind of feels like a little sticky, a little icky. And be aware of that. And then if we can allow ourselves to be a little bit more broader, to open up the sphere a little bigger, then start to allow yourself to imagine not the goal in particular, but the way that you would feel when you reach this. Don't ever say to yourself, if I reach this. Always say to yourself, when I reach this, so that you feel into the incredible sensations that happen in your body. So you'll be thinking like, as an example, this year, I can't wait to feel into the dress that I have set aside and feel wonderful in that, knowing that it is not too tight, but just feels incredibly sexy and my health feels wonderful, whatever it may be that like you're setting your intentions or your mindset on, and allow yourself to speak highly and vibrantly about it. Because what will tend to happen if we just wholly and solely focus in on one goal and not a broader context, if it feels like you're not getting there, if there's not enough momentum, then it's easy for you to kind of fall off the wagon and go, oh, I knew that I couldn't do this, or I knew that it wouldn't happen, or I've done this before and it's just the same over and over again. It never works. That doesn't work. This doesn't work. All of these different things that happen in our mindsets, because generally the goal setting comes from a mindset point of view. So if we move away from the mindset just for a moment and start to contemplate the feelings of what it would be, because if you've felt strong before in your body, and there's more than likely one point in your life where you have felt strong, or there's more flexibility that you've had in your life, like in relation to your body, or you've been a certain size that felt really, really good in your body, like it bubbled you up, it made you feel excited, then they're the things that are going to really cultivate a really nice momentum for you to be able to move forward and get absolutely anything that you want in 2024. So in relation to the way that you set yourself up for this. You can journal on it. You can meditate on it. You can get out some pictures of the way that you felt and looked that really like lift you up and go, wow, I remember when I looked like this and it felt really good. Just to bring back or bring forth the feelings, notice where they sit, and also be really mindful of the resistance, because the resistance is something that you would want to work with. What is the resistance, and what is the context? Like, what are you saying around the resistance that may be happening as you start to contemplate? And try to do everything, if you can, without force. We're not forcing anything this year. We're just allowing things to bubble up and kind of be really exciting. Move into it a completely different way to maybe what you've ever moved into before. And be open to be creative. The first quarter of the year, when we move through and we're seeding and we're finding a foundation and we're setting ourselves up for success, is really allowing ourselves to win. There will obviously always be times of your life where you'll fall off the wagon in anything. But if you set yourself up with a really good context of why you want the goal or the manifestation or whatever it is that you're doing in the way that you speak, then if something happens to come up, you don't completely fall off the wagon. So throughout 2024, there's going to be so many occasions where you're not going to be able to hold yourself, like you'll hold yourself accountable, but you're not going to be able to steer completely on track all the time. So if you have like Easter comes up and you want a chocolate, then life is life. Eat the chocolate. But just your context will be so secure, and the way that you have framed your manifestation for the year won't be, oh my God, I've had this chocolate, right, that's it, everything's out the window, I'll start again on Monday. None of that anymore. It'll be like, okay, I've allowed myself to have this chocolate, and you know what, I feel good for it. And just keep on going. You get back on and you just keep on going. It's like with your drinks. You have your drink and it's like, you know what? I'm an adult. I have this emotional intelligence. I'm going to have this conversation with myself. This is okay. I'm allowed to have my wine and I'm allowed to have this. And don't beat yourself up for it, because as soon as you start to beat yourself up and put yourself down and get into the mindset where the mind is like bickering with you, then you have completely emotionally detached from what it is that you desire. So you're no longer an energetic match for what it is that you're wanting to achieve. So if you can remain energetically matched with whatever it is that you want, there is no way that it cannot happen. And I always say that the context is the biggest thing. So for me in 2024, I have a really big, broad context around like my health and wellness. I want to become a lot more physically lean, and I'm going to do it through yoga and Pilates because I know they feel really, really good for my body. So this is my context, and I'll have a read of that in a moment. So this is my context, and I know that like throughout 2024, because I want it to be absolutely spectacular, I want to go out with friends and I want to know that I can have the best time of my life and still remain consistent at whatever it is that I want. Because no matter what happens, you might vary here and there, but if your mindset is right, you'll be fine. So yeah, my context is, yes, I want to eat more healthily. I want to feel great in relation to my skin. I want my skin to feel smooth as I get older. I want my mindset not to be foggy. I don't want to feel as if like I shut my eyes and I look into a murky water. I want it to like look as if I'm looking over a balcony into this pure, crystal clear water with that mindset unfogged. But at any time that I'm along my way and along my journey where I'm never ever going to say, I can't do this because I've manifested this and that's not within, like that will throw me off whack. No, make it a part of like your desires and everything else, that you know some events are coming up and you know that you're not going to be 100% on track, but you know that you could do a little bit more exercise, or you can let yourself be free to have the complete day off. I mean, we get sick every now and then, so there's going to be times that you're not going to be 100%, but you have to be okay with it. And if you can, at all times, have that emotional, intelligent conversation with yourself and go, this is okay. It's okay. And if you're beating yourself up, start to contemplate why, where is this coming from? Is there, because it's deep-seated, something has triggered you and it's probably emotionally attached to something that's happened in the past, and generally that's what happens, or it's a limiting mindset belief. So it probably doesn't even belong to you. But you've said it so many times that maybe you think it does belong to you. So in relation to all of that, I've got a little list here. Right, now when we talk about the momentum, I just want to give you an analogy for a moment, because this is what I'd like you to start to think about. So I'll just tell you a little bit of a story. If you're in a car and you're driving along and you're getting from A to B, there's always a foot on the accelerator. The foot on the accelerator is getting you to where you want to be, all right? You're weaving in and out the traffic, so you're always going to be slowing down and gaining momentum at all times. But when you see the only time that you stop is when you come to a red light, you have to stop, or you're giving way, you have to stop. But otherwise, what would happen if you're in the traffic and you just put the foot on the brake and slammed on the brake straight away? What would happen? There would be a pile up, there would be a mess, there would be chaos, there would be hurt, there would be all sorts of different things. So if you think about your contemplation and your journey for 2024, you want to keep your foot on the accelerator, but know when to ease off. Know when to ease off. So if that chocolate happens to come into play and you start to go, oh my God, I failed. I am so bad. This is so shit. Oh, I've just completely stuffed everything up. Well, then you've gone, go, 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 go. And then you've just put your foot on the brake and you have not even given yourself a chance to slow down. So if you can, give yourself the chance to weave in and out of the traffic with the acceleration and taking your foot off the gas. So give yourself some leeway, because that's where we all get caught up the most, is when we don't give ourselves the leeway to move through different things. That is really important. So the stop is there for a reason. We need to stop. We need to halt. We need to be aware of the signs. That's your body giving you the signs. Sometimes there's times where you need a break. This is very important for your mental health, because if you just talk about your wellness for a moment, we're talking about wellness, body, physical, mental health, everything else. There are times when you will feel overwhelmed in 2024, and that's when you will need to put your foot on the brake and go, I need a break, and give yourself the time and space to allow yourself to do that. Energetically, it's going to serve you so well, because you're giving back to yourself, you're listening to your body, and then it's not going to ever feel like failure. It's like, okay, this is all right. This is okay. All right. Now, I think that's mainly what I wanted to talk into today. Just open up the context of whatever it is that you wish to desire around your health first. You could do this in categories. You could go work, one category, your health and wellness. That could be physically. It could physically, mentally, and emotionally. You can talk about your health together. And then you could talk about your family. You could talk about your friends. You can talk about your own personal development and the way that you're going to navigate these different things. But for January, try not to push too much. And when you're setting your goals, just be really open to the way that you navigate them. If you can, like if you think about this, sometimes when we set a goal and we go, all right, I want this by this date, by September. And what happens when we start to get to September, we go, oh, I failed, it doesn't work. So just leave the goal broad, but also say to yourself, I can feel myself by September feeling so much better, and I reckon, or just know, I know that I'm going to fit into this dress. Instead of putting a end date on it, leave it open. Leave the context broad, because it's going to expand the energy around what it is you desire. You're not putting it into a box. Like the other day I was telling Annette when I was chatting to her, you remember this, Annette, like, if you think about it, we live in a box, we go into a boxed room every single night where we sleep. We generally take a lunch box. Sometimes people take their boxes into work, and then we step out of our box to go to another box, which is work. And then we in a box to drive to work, and it's just like everything is so confined. So what we want to do is not really think about our journeys, our manifestation journeys, that boxed in. We want to open the expansion. We want to open the energy to cultivate whatever it is that you desire for your own emotional well-being and everything else. And we're big people now, so we're big girls and boys, so we have to be able to have these big conversations with ourselves and put ourselves back into place. This thing here, we have control over, and it's up to us to go, no, that's not right, that's not my belief, I don't have to think that. And you can put yourself back into that strong, that strong stance that you have, your own power over whatever it is you want to manifest. Just remember, the way that you speak is of utmost importance, because I don't know if you've ever seen any of these scientific tests that they do. Like there's a few on YouTube. I can't remember the name of the guy that does it now, but like he gets a little plate, a little jar of water, and he speaks love into it, like love and good things and vibrations, high vibrational words and thoughts and feelings and everything else. And then, pops that into the freezer, and then he'll grab another jar and he speaks really terribly to it. Like, I hate you. I can't stand you. This isn't working. This is shit. You're bad. You're stupid. All of these things that we've said to ourselves in the past. And then he freezes that. And then gets them both out and looks at them, and the one that's spoken with love and compassion and strength and all of these different things is like a snowflake. It's beautifully crystallized, whereas the other one just looks like it's just scarred, it's just shears, it just looks like it's been crushed and put into the jar. So speak to yourself nicely. Let's be big people and own these minds of ours and really establish a good connection so that we can manifest whatever it is that we desire in 2024. If you're not emotionally connected, then there's a barrier there somewhere. So if you can't get excited about what it is that you want or desire, it's only coming from the mouth. It's only coming from I need. And we want to move away from the I need to I can't wait. I'm so excited. This is making me feel good. This makes me feel giddy. Yes, thank you. And if you're coming from a place of need, it's always going to feel resistance. It's going to be a push-pull type of relationship that you have with your goals and with everything that you're putting out there, because it's not really coming from a place where you feel that you want it. It's coming from a place where you go, I need to lose weight. This is what I've got to do for 2024 because my health isn't good and I need to lose weight. Okay, that's great. Is there any way that you can have some fun with this and own it and love it and go, wow, I actually really want this because it would feel amazing? That's a completely different energy to what it is by I need. So yeah, hopefully this really helps to like get some clarity and like contemplate, think about what it is that you really want and why, and see if it brings up a sense, like a feeling. And if there's a bit of an icky feeling, start to navigate that a little bit more, contemplate it, dive a little bit deeper. And I'm always here for you, so you can always reach out. So I'm just going to go through and see. I might just, why it's always really weird on my phone because it doesn't, let me see if I can bring up the comments. I'm just going to jump on my computer for a moment because then I'll be able to see if there's any questions. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask them now because I'll answer some questions. And no question is a silly question. All questions are incredibly amazing. So feel free to ask some questions. But seriously, guys, if I could put on a shirt, this shit works, I'd put it on there straight away. And I could put it on there straight away. Let me just go into here for a moment. So there we go. Should be able to see if there's any questions. I've got my, all right. Let me just pop on my glasses for a moment. All right. I'll need to rewatch. Yep, no worries. Tanya, thanks, Lisa. No worries. Okay. Glide through with our eyes open is new way of thinking. Yes, it is. Thank you, Annalise, if you're still there. Tanya well said. Oh, there was another thing there. I don't know where that went then. Okay, I really enjoyed preparing food today to assist me to enjoy eating healthy. That is awesome. It's really funny, like our bodies crave good food, and when you make the good food, it's like, oh yum, this is really, really nice. Also, if anybody's watching and you haven't got the reboot, feel free, because the keto reboot is really good. If you don't like keto, that's fine. Do a sugar detox. We've got the sugar detox that you can have access to as well. And Happy New Year. Can't wait for this year. I'm excited for this year. This year is going to be out of this world. It's going to be loads and loads of fun with so many like bubbles, like it's like going pop, 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 all of these like amazing things happening. It's not a New Year resolution or anything else like that. It's just you putting out to the ether what it is that you want and getting it, and just knowing that you can have it at any time. All right, so I don't see any more questions that have come through, I don't think. Let's have a look. So if you don't have any more questions, I'm going to leave it at that. Feel free to leave any questions below. You can all contact me personally, and for anybody that comes back and watches this, just hashtag replay. And have an amazing, fun January, contemplating all of these different things and thinking about a broader text. We want to get momentum. We want to keep going with the acceleration and not stopping unnecessarily. We don't need to. It's just the mind getting in the way, so we can do this. The contemplation is going to be good because it's going to navigate the areas of fear, and it's going to navigate the areas that stem deeper. And yeah, you'll be able to work through them a little bit better with emotional intelligence, which we all do have. All right, guys, I am going to leave it there. Let's bring on 2024. Have an amazing evening, and I'll be catching up. I'll let you know when I'll be doing lives and a little bit more training and different things so that you can all come in. I will be doing this via Zoom as we move forward. Also, I'm just trying to get it to work with Facebook technology. All right. Have an amazing day, and I look forward to chatting to you soon. Cheers.